Picture this. You wake up clutching the last line of a dream, like a note written on a feather, and then, psh, it evaporates. Not hours later, seconds. It's almost rude. But what if this forgetfulness isn't a bug, it's a feature? Tonight, your brain will run a bizarre experiment. Vivid movies with impossible plots, scored by emotions, and then a memory purge. During REM sleep, the save to long-term system runs under special settings. The hippocampus is busy, attention is weird, and the brain's chemical ink for long-term memories is thinned. It means your dreams are spectacularly produced and barely archived. In the next few minutes, we'll open the night shift lab, meet the gatekeeper that decides what sticks, the neurotransmitter mix that paints dreams bright but prints them light, and the timing rules that decide whether your dream survives breakfast. By the end, you'll know why those feather notes evaporate and how to catch a few before they lift off. So quick, what was your last dream? If you felt it slipping just now, that's the mechanism we're about to uncover. So why does the brain stage these spectacular shows only to hide the tapes? To answer, we need to step inside the memory factory at night. But first, let's ground ourselves in something familiar, what forgetting a dream actually feels like. You know the scene. You wake up at 7:02 a.m. and a dream clings to you like mist on your skin. Maybe you were flying over neon pyramids. Maybe you were at a high school exam, but everyone was speaking in cat meows. For a split second, it feels unforgettable, and then, gone. By the time you brush your teeth, you're left with scraps like pyramids, cats, and an hour later, even that is suspect. Did you really dream it, or did your brain invent the memory of a memory? It's almost like someone is sweeping your mental desk while you're not looking, which is strange because in waking life, memory is what we rely on to make sense of everything. If your brain is so good at saving yesterday's breakfast or the layout of your bedroom, why is it so bad at saving last night's dream? To unravel this, let's shrink down into the brain, a neon origami city at night. Think of the hippocampus as the librarian of experiences, filing away new stories into long-term shelves. Normally, during the day, this librarian is hyperactive. Oh, you just learned a new password? Shelf it. Heard a catchy song? Shelf it. Attention and neurotransmitters, especially norepinephrine and serotonin, help stamp those files. But at night, in REM sleep, the library has odd rules. The hippocampus gate is half closed, attention is wandering, and the chemical balance is unusual. Acetylcholine is cranked up, which makes neural circuits fire in vivid patterns. That's partly why dreams feel intense, colorful, and cinematic. But norepinephrine and serotonin, the save and stabilize chemicals, are dialed way down. That means your librarian is scribbling stories on feathers with glow-in-the-dark ink, vivid but not permanent. This shift isn't random. It's thought to give the brain space to process emotions and reorganize memories without overloading long-term storage. Imagine your brain running a kind of sandbox simulation, generating wild mashups of recent experiences, then deciding most of this not worth keeping. But here's the twist. Sometimes dreams do stick. You've had mornings where a dream lingers all day, right? Why do those survive the evaporation process? A few reasons. Timing. If you wake up during or right after a REM cycle, the librarian is still scribbling. You can snatch the feather note before it flies off. Emotion. Strong emotions boost norepinephrine just enough to tag the dream. That's why nightmares cling longer. But most dreams, gone. This is so universal that cultures across history noticed it. Ancient Egyptians believed dreams were divine messages, so they trained to recall them. In Greek philosophy, Aristotle puzzled over why dream memories are shadowy. Modern sleep labs confirmed it in the 20th century with electrodes showing REM brainwaves that looked awake, yet most participants couldn't recall their nightly movies. And here's where things get even stranger. Your brain doesn't just fail to remember dreams, it often actively suppresses them. Studies suggest that keeping dream recall low may actually protect waking memory. If every bizarre dream detail flooded your day, distinguishing real events from dream mashups would be chaos. Forgetting isn't a failure, it's mental hygiene. So next time you wake up frustrated, know this: your forgetfulness is a feature. The brain is prioritizing stability over dream hoarding, but it leaves just enough cracks in the system to give you glimpses, like souvenirs from another dimension. And here's the kicker. The neurochemical cocktail of REM is unlike any other brain state we know. Waking, deep sleep, anesthesia, even psychedelics, none reproduce that exact mix of high acetylcholine, low norepinephrine or serotonin, and strange hippocampal gating. In a sense, every dream you forget isn't just a lost story. It's a clue to how unique your sleeping mind really is. So far, we've peeked at the librarian robot scribbling fragile feathers, the gatekeeper guarding the shelves, and those weird neurochemical droplets dripping like a leaky faucet. But now, let's really ask, why exactly is your brain so terrible at keeping dreams? To find out, let's follow one dream's short, glorious life before it inevitably faceplants into oblivion. Imagine you're in REM sleep. Your brain is partying like it's 2 a.m. at a neon nightclub. Lights flash in the visual cortex, emotions throb from the amygdala, and memory circuits are freestyling like jazz musicians who have had way too much caffeine. Result? Utter nonsense. Your math teacher riding a llama through a shopping mall, your grandma piloting a spaceship, you eating spaghetti with chopsticks while giving a TED Talk. It all feels perfectly logical until you wake up. Here's why. The librarian robot is scribbling frantically, but the ink is weird. Acetylcholine is at max, great for wild activity, but serotonin and norepinephrine, the adult supervision chemicals, have left the building. It's like letting toddlers finger paint with glow sticks. Beautiful, but not permanent. Dreams are born vivid, but fragile. Waking memories are written in sturdy origami books. Dreams? They're scrawled on glowing origami feathers that vanish if you sneeze too hard. Okay, let's say your dream llama adventure wants to move into long-term storage. Enter the gatekeeper robot. During the day, this glassy sentinel is wide open. New password? Sure. Awkward thing you said in 7th grade? Definitely. Let's keep that forever. Thanks, brain. But in REM sleep, the gatekeeper goes part-time. The gate is half shut, like a bouncer on break. Why? Because your brain doesn't want dream chaos flooding your waking library. Imagine explaining to your boss, "Sorry I missed the meeting, I was busy herding neon llamas." Not ideal. So the gatekeeper lets only a few dream feathers slip through. The emotionally intense, the terrifying, or the ones you wake up in the middle of. The rest? Denied entry. Feather shredded. So don't blame the gatekeeper. They're doing quality control. If they let everything through, you'd be living in a mashup of Netflix, nightmares, and nonsense. Now, the main villain of this heist, neurochemistry. Picture 3 big droplets. 1, acetylcholine, ACH, huge glowing pink-orange, cranked to 11. It's like Red Bull for your neurons. Serotonin, 5-HT, tiny, blue, basically asleep on the job. And norepinephrine, NE, flickering green, hiding in the corner like it didn't get invited. Together, they form the REM cocktail. This mix means dreams look amazing, like IMAX for your imagination, but the recording equipment is unplugged. You're projecting onto fog. When you wake, serotonin and norepinephrine levels rush back. Suddenly, your brain is like, great, let's check the tapes. Only problem? The tape is blank, except maybe a glowing llama scribble. Scientists proved this by yanking people out of REM and asking, what were you dreaming? People were called vivid stuff only if woken right away. Wait just 2 minutes, and poof, gone. It's like your brain hit delete while you were still buffering. So yes, forgetting dreams isn't clumsiness, it's chemistry. Your brain is built to forget. But sometimes, feathers survive. Why? 3 main cheats. Emotion. Scary nightmare? Emotion floods norepinephrine, laminating the feather. Congrats, you get to relive being chased by a neon ostrich forever. Thanks, brain. Timing. Wake up during REM, you snatch the feather mid-flight. It's like catching popcorn in your mouth. Messy, but effective. Rehearsal. Tell someone, write it down, repeat it. Every time, the feather gets a little more laminated until it's book-worthy. That's why your nightmare lingers all day, but your perfectly nice dream about pancakes vanishes before breakfast. Sorry, pancakes. Some people practice this, dream journaling. Over time, their librarian robot learns to grab feathers before they dissolve. Lucid dreamers especially are like hoarders of feathers, training the gatekeeper to look the other way. So most dreams die young, unless you hack the system with emotion, timing, or sheer stubbornness. But here's the twist. Maybe this forgetfulness is actually genius. Think about it. You have 4 to 6 dreams a night. Multiply that across your lifetime, and you'd have millions of insane stories crammed into your memory shelves. You'd never know what's real. Did you really eat spaghetti with chopsticks on stage? Or was that last Thursday's dream? Your brain says, nope, not today.
The gatekeeper robot slams the door. The librarian keeps scribbling feathers but doesn't file most of them. And thank goodness. Forgetting dreams might be like taking out the trash before it buries your kitchen. And maybe the point of dreams isn't remembering them anyway. Some scientists think REM is about rehearsal, emotions, creativity, problem solving, in a safe sandbox. The dream itself doesn't need to be remembered. The benefits stay behind invisibly, like stretching before a run. So forgetting isn't a glitch, it's maintenance, like cleaning your mental hard drive. Which brings us back to you. Every night, your librarian robot scribbles feathers, your gatekeeper robot guards them. Most dissolve, a few survive, but the process keeps you sane. Sure, it's frustrating to lose that neon llama dream, but it's also why you don't wake up genuinely believing you're a llama, hopefully. Forgetting dreams is what makes reality sharp. And the rare dream feathers you do remember are special because they slipped past all the filters, like contraband souvenirs from another dimension. So tomorrow morning, if you catch even a scrap of a dream, hold on to it. That feather note is a rare gift. And so we return to that question. Why do we forget our dreams? It isn't because your brain is broken, it's because it's brilliant. Every night, your mind runs a wild simulation. Neon llamas, pancake feasts, monster ostriches, testing emotions, mixing ideas, and stretching imagination. But the point isn't to remember the show. The point is the rehearsal. Like warming up before a marathon or practicing chords before a concert, dreams prepare your mind without needing to store every note. Your librarian robot will keep scribbling feathers and your gatekeeper robot will keep guarding the shelves. Most feathers will vanish, but that's not a loss. That's maintenance. It's how your brain protects the story of your waking life from drowning in chaos. And sometimes, just sometimes, a feather slips through. A nightmare stamped with emotion, a lucid flight you practiced catching, or a random llama that makes you laugh all day. Those rare feathers are special because they survived the filter. They're contraband souvenirs from another world. So next time you wake up frustrated, clutching only a fading wisp of neon nonsense, smile. Forgetting dreams is what keeps you sane, grounded, and real. And remembering even one is a gift, proof that your brain's secret night shift is always working. So what about you? What's the weirdest dream feather you've ever held on to? Drop it in the comments and maybe, just maybe, you'll help someone else remember theirs too.